Welcome to CHMA, broadcasting from Sackville, New Brunswick, Canada. You are listening either on 106.9 FM in the Tantramar area or at www.chmafm.com.
Which is on the internet.
Beep boop machines, ones and zeros.
Energy.
Don't know anything about it. Can you destroy energy?
You can transform it into more internet.
Or less internet?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know how anything
I don't know
works.
the science behind it.
I don't know science about much except being ground control at YMC Midgic Airport. You're joining myself, Air Traffic Controller Thomas.
Me, Air Traffic Controller Luke.
Join us for the next hour as we watch guys listen to some tunes, chat, and we'll be done by and by. So, Luke!
Yeah.
Weather!
Yes. It's weathering. Folks, full disclosure, this is pre-recorded live Thursday evening?
Yeah, we're way in the back of the future.
Yeah. So, but looking forward into my extensive weather notes.
Yes. Your weather ball.
What? I have a weather ball?
Yeah, it's like a crystal ball, but just for weather.
Oh, I understand. I didn't know that existed. That might improve my weather predictions. You know what I'm calling for this week?
What are we looking at?
The cold is coming. Not
Okay.
big cold, but I think we're going to have our first days of like whole days and nights under zero so the ground could start, firming up.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're at that point now. The week of, like, it's going to be nice, though.
Yeah.
Like this morning, it's Thursday. We woke up. There was a nice frost. The sun was out this morning. It was lovely.
And it did
So this might
warm
be,
up throughout
this might
the day?
be aspirational, which I'm
Yes.
sometimes known to do in the weather
Yes.
forecast. But like, I'd like a week of like some clear coolness
Yeah.
it's like a winter prep.
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
know? So
Start people getting ready to
yeah. Get the last few things done around the yard.
yeah.
Get
the
climatized to some sub-zero.
get the shovels out.
Get the shovels out.
Get the toboggan out from the back of the baby barn there.
Mm-hmm.
Snowshoes.
Yep. Snowmobiles.
Snowmobile. Skis. That's where we have ours in the
in the shack out back.
in the shack out back. Yeah.
There you go. All right. That's my guess. I don't know. I see you have it.
Yeah, I got it. I was scrambling.
Gosh.
I thought
I should have jumped right in, come out with like a elaborate 7-day forecast, and
Yeah.
then tried to push the show on, but
No, we got it. I have it in my hands. We're looking at, of course, the Old Farmer's 2025 Almanac by Robert B. Thomas, founded in 1792. It got weather forecasts for 5 regions of Canada, and the Quebec region is in French.
ooh,
Yeah.
en français.
En français. We're looking at the first week of December, coming into Sunday into the rest of the week. Robert B. Thomas says the first couple of days it's going to be rainy and warm. That's 3 to 9 degrees.
That's not in keeping with what I've predicted.
It's not. And the rest,
and I used a highly scientific prediction model.
you did. And well, the rest of the week though, snowy periods and very cold.
Oh, yeah, but see, that's not really what I predicted.
No.
Now,
did have
mind
the
you, my
coldness.
prediction is predominantly based on licking a finger and putting it in the air,
Sure. Yes.
and then ignoring that and saying
Totally.
sometimes what I want for weather.
Yeah.
But I've been a pretty good hit rate.
You have been doing pretty good recently. There was that like 3-week stretch
where I called
you
for snow 'cause I
every
was like,
single time.
It's coming. I think it took me 2 weeks to pull
Fair,
the snow
yeah.
out of the clouds.
But it did happen.
Yeah. Like, listen, if we were a couple hundred years ago and I was pretending to be a shaman,
Yeah, you'd be doing fine.
yeah.
50 years ago.
50 years ago, I don't know.
You don't even need to. No,
50
you don't
years
need to
ago
pretend.
wasn't that long ago,
You
man.
don't need to pretend to be a shaman. You need to.
1975.
Yeah, you
they
just
had
need to-
weather predictions in 75.
Yeah,
They had weather bases in Newfoundland during World War II, man.
yeah, but like you think in
They
75,
weren't even ours. You ever read up on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Do you think in 75 the weather people were getting it anywhere close to you?
Oh, I'm going to anger 2 of our 4 listeners
Yeah.
and suggest that I don't think weather prediction has gotten better, meaningfully better, since 1975.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Like,
Oh, okay.
You could be guessing right now, and you're going to do just as good
Just
now as you're going to do back then.
I don't know about that.
Hey, we're
Anyway,
looking at
my guessing now is only as good as my guessing would have been in 1975 had I been both alive
yes,
and like sentient and had the same amount of knowledge of weather.
that's a lot of
Caveats.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Talk about the tales from the Beausejour Ridge, the diary of a farmer historian by Howard Thompson Truman. Of course, this is the diary I got at Truman Farms. They sell it. We're looking at the weather from 160 years ago from our diary historian here. December 1st, it was fine and cold.
Fine. Man. Okay, fine's a great way to describe weather.
Yeah, fine.
No, I think in that context, I think it would be fine. It's fine weather.
Mm-hmm. Fair,
like
yeah.
It's good.
Fine.
No, fine today is only fine.
Yeah.
Fine then.
It's fine.
Yeah. All right.
Choring is what they were doing.
Choring?
Choring.
I've only heard that used from farmers.
Yeah. Is
like,
it doing chores? Just like
yeah.
Yeah.
And not anyway, okay. Not something you hear said too often.
Not something you hear said too often.
So we'll see how the weather plays out. But you know what I know you're gonna play out?
A tune.
I'm getting the Venn diagram ready.
Oh, and we're supposed to release the Venn diagram
to the public.
That's definitely going to happen by Sunday because I definitely already have it done. Just like the playlist. Actually, that is done. After today, there's going to be 113 songs on the playlist that we are dropping to the public. That will be on Sunday when it comes out. The playlist and the chart will come out on the socials at 6 o'clock when the show comes on. So you'll be able to go find them right now.
Right now, you can see almost everything we played in the last year.
Yes.
And the chart in which to
in which we place music.
Yes. Which we've kept detailed records of, if anybody asks.
Of course. And we're releasing partial records like the government does.
Oh, redacted.
Yes.
Yeah,
so we'll give you a couple
on it and then Sharpie marks.
Yeah, we'll give you a couple of tunes in each category, but we're not going to go through the whole thing. That'd be insane.
All right. What do you got for a tune for me?
I'm looking at the band Slow Coaster.
Yes.
I'm not sure if Slow Coaster's still around. I don't think they are. But they were pretty big in the maritime scene.
Mm-hmm.
The late aughts, early 2010s.
Mm-hmm.
And this is from their 2009 acoustic album. And this is 1973.
I got 24 track, a different feedback, and a great big bottle of wine. Your old school rhythm brings me down all the time. Well, I did not mean to pour salt in your wounds. Well, I did not mean to pour salt in the wounds. Now listen, who lies buried underneath the showroom floor? I guess that we never know, never ever know for sure. Oh, well, I guess. What kind of condition is this where you slapping me in my face? You know it ain't like the chalk washing off the sidewalk in the rain all day. Who lies buried underneath this hardwood floor? I guess that we never know, never ever know for sure. Oh, well, I guess. What kind of condition is this where you throwing dirt in my face? You know you can't pay the rent cause you're pitching a tent at your dad's place. Yeah. It's the way that Liza dances out for her morning paper. It's just like it's 1973 again. And the way my story's told ain't worth its weight in gold. Well, this is just my 2 cents, This is my 2 cents, folks. I don't work for no one, I don't work at all. She don't work it out on me, I work it all the while away. No, I ain't your slave. No, I ain't your slave. No, I ain't your slave. It's the way that Liza dances 1973 again. And the way my story's told ain't worth its weight in gold. Well, this is just my 2 cents, my 2 cents. This is my 2 cents for you. You do whatever you choose to do, yeah. You do whatever you choose to do. Whatever you choose to do. Well, I did not mean to pour salt in the wound. Well, I did not mean to pour salt in your wounds. Well, I did not mean to pour salt in your wounds. Well, I did not mean to pour salt in your wounds. Well, I did not mean to pour salt in your wounds. Well, I did not mean to pour salt in the wound. Well, I did not mean to pour salt in your wounds. Well, I did not mean to pour salt in the wounds. Well, I did not mean to pour salt in the wounds.
Slowco.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw Slow Coaster live.
Yeah.
I was just like, I think they came on just before I moved out of Moncton.
Yes.
And then I moved to a area where they would not have.
A more remote area.
Yeah, even more remote airport than Midgic. And they just, live bands weren't even making a stop over there to play one in the, the band cafe.
Of course, yeah. Got people in there all the time.
Yeah, we could go down to the canteen.
Yeah.
You never know who's stopping in for trade one of our famous Midgic hot dogs for a tune.
So we got the Jizz bar there.
Excuse me?
We got the Jizz bar there.
Excuse me?
The Jizz bar?
What is this?
The canteen, the cantina in Star Wars.
Yes.
The music there is called Jizz.
Oh.
You said we had a canteen here. I said, yeah, we have a Jizz band.
Not a cantina.
No, but we can't have a Jizz band?
We can have whatever kind of band you want on the days you're in charge.
And that's never. Hey, we got
sports.
Oh, sports! Yeah, I almost completely passed
you were
by
gonna dodge
sports.
your preferred segment.
I was just going to go straight to local
because
news.
tonight is a special show. An idea of hitting all our dead segments, like doing a show just with the segments that haven't lasted.
Yeah, like the book report.
Yeah.
What
Have you
else?
been reading again? I've been reading this fall.
Well, okay. I have had this here, and I've been thumbing through it.
He's holding the Hobbit.
I'm holding the Hobbit. I've been really into like a longer form video series. It's like 7 or 8 hours. And
that is long form.
It is the entire history of Middle Earth, being
goodness.
like Arda, Middle Earth. So the entire story of the Silmarillion, all of the extra stories like Beren and Luthien throughout.
Oh my word!
Just
you've been deep diving.
So because I knew there was things in the Hobbit that I didn't like fully get, right? Like why the silver in the doors. Oh my goodness.
It's okay. Okay.
In the Misty Mountain.
Yes.
Why the moonlight only shines on it, and you can only see it in the moonlight, and that's supposed to be super old and ancient. I'm like, cool. Why? Why is it super old and ancient? What does it mean?
And because it's Tolkien, it means something.
Oh my goodness. I knew what I was getting myself into, but I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And this comes from a man who read the Bible, right? Like, it is, the Silmarillion is just like nerd Bible.
It's not the worst comparison.
Like when I'm reading it, especially like the Noldor, when they keep like being
when they hit the genealogies.
Well, there's genealogies for the Noldor kings. Yeah, and then you also have all the names meaning something else and being a part of the story. But you also have them completely disregarding the Vala and like going back to Arda when they're not supposed to, and then there's a big flood myth, and then, like,
there's a lot there.
there's so much there when you're like, oh yeah, the Noldor are
Okay.
Christian allegory. And I know he doesn't have allegory in it, but I should say not Christian allegory, Jewish and Christian inspiration.
Okay.
That's better. So
Sure.
that's what I've been getting into. So that's I've been slowly going through The Hobbit.
It's funny, we reapproach this in different ways because you've obviously deep dived into this. When we started this time of year, I had just read a bunch of Tolkien.
Yes, yeah, that's why we were talking about Tolkien.
In the early shows and book reports, we were talking about Tolkien. And then, like, now I came back, it's the time of year, but instead I'm reading Lewis.
Yes, okay, yes,
So, like,
the yin and the yang.
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, I was like, man, like, I wonder if from a pretty young, actually, no, I never hit those books till I was like a teenager. That's pretty late to be reading like Chronicles of Narnia.
Sure.
Now his like sci-fi stuff, like Out of the Silent Planet stuff, that's no surprise to regular listeners who got the book report segment. Big sci-fi fan here. So I was like, I should reread A Horse and His Boy because, like, at the time, I realized that was, to me, that was a stronger story than a lot of the others.
Yes.
So, like, I skipped over Magician's Nephew, and like, I'm not going to read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe again. It's like the show that was always on TV as a kid. I have no interest now.
Yeah, super fair.
But like, I read The Horse and His Boy. It's like, oh yeah, this is good. And I read right up until like, what is it, Caspian, until the last battle, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm done. Like I got the core of it. Like by then, I think Lewis had his stride in that series.
Yeah,
and like I don't really care about the end. It was like a softball down the middle, and the beginning is like, I know you wrote those after to make this a fuller thing. I don't really, but it's still good. Yeah, and like Lewis could have written about, the paint drying on your kitchen wall.
The dude wrote a book about an imaginary conversation between like a devil and like a regular person, and it's one of the most selling books of all time.
Yeah, man could write.
Yeah.
So anyway, now that that's done, I don't know what I'm going to read. Actually, I know what I'm going to read. I picked up some Orwell.
The Hobbit. What are you reading?
I picked up some Orwell off the shelf again the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Just I think probably because it had been gray for 6 weeks.
And you're like, do what is on the mind? Authoritarian regimes.
Yeah, and dystopian pasts or futures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'd read some Orwell over the summer.
What was your excuse then?
It was just some essays, and then I had read Animal Farm because I picked it up one day and I was like, I've never actually read it because, again, I went to French school and the French don't believe in literature. Pew, pew, pew.
Yes.
Yeah, we had to read Camus once. Why is no one into French literature? See Camus. But anyway, I'd read Animal Farm over the summer. It's like, oh yeah, I get why people like this is good and it's presented in a very like manageable way.
Yeah.
And the idea is like fairly clear, but good.
Yeah.
So the other night I was like, man, I've read 1984 in probably 15 years.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's staring at me on my bookshelf.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's because like you come off The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but it's all like, everything is like cool. Everything is awesome. And you're like,
yeah, it is though. That's the
give me some of the other thing. Let's balance this out.
And I think it will give you a different flavor 15 years later.
Oh, sure.
Like,
because I remember when I first read it as like in my mid-teens. Again, not as school curriculum, because I think that ruins a lot of reading for a lot of people. Once someone tells you have to read a thing,
I don't want to read it anymore.
No. But someone who I really appreciated at the time, I remember was like, read this, and bought me like a cheap paperback cover.
Totally.
And it was like, and I still have it. It's like, oh yeah, I can see why people read this to like, do a thing. And now reading as you're older, it's like, oh, I'm all of a sudden quite a bit closer to Winston's age than I am not. So anyway, book reports. Maybe we'll bring it back someday. I like book reports.
We have had it on and off.
Yeah.
We just do it once every 8 weeks now instead of once a week.
Yeah. But sports we're supposed to have every week because you love the sports.
I do love the sports. And luckily, the sports I have this week to kind of balance our book report isn't super long, but I think it is important. It's not super long because I don't have a ton of information about it. It's the 2024 Ken Demchuk International Invitational. It's a swimming competition in Markham, Ontario.
Ah, gosh, I wish we had some local representation in this.
Well, my goodness, aren't you going to be happy? Because I saw the Sackville Swim Club posted today. Big shout out to the Sackville Swim Club. We have tons of incredible athletes through the Sackville Swim Club that have won competitions all over Canada.
Very successful program.
And one of those athletes being Ruben Smith. So the post reads, Ruben Smith, let's all wish Ruben Smith the best luck as he sets off to Markham, Ontario to participate in the 2024 Ken Demchuk International Invitational. The competition begins tomorrow. Stay tuned for updates. By the time you hear this, he'll probably be home.
Yep. Hopefully having done quite well.
Hopefully
I like Ruben quite well.
Yeah, Ruben's great, man.
Yeah, man. I hope if he happens to be listening, if he's one of the 3 listeners tonight.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did a good job, Ruben.
Good job, Ruben, man. I'm just super proud that we got
some representation. Good for Ruben.
That's our sports news. A shout out to the Sackville Swim Club again.
Yeah.
Great work in the community. I always see them around as well. We're going to listen to a song.
All right. What do we got now?
So, you have informed me that we have done this song before, but I'm still going to do it.
You're not supposed to tell the people that.
I know, but sometimes I forget things for some reason. And I wanted to do another band. All 3 this week, I will say I have brought in at different points. And put on the cassette player. And this one's Grand Theft Bus.
You know why it was you don't remember? It's because I was the one who brought the Grand Theft the first time around.
These are all bands that I saw when I was in high school and early university. Bands or artists. So the first one's Slowco. Yeah, we're going with Grand Theft Bus this time. And we're going to go with, I think, what's their biggest song?
Has to be.
Yeah, Street Sleeper.
Subway talks to himself all damn day, sleeps in the shadows cast by the things that got away. Couldn't on a subway, talks to himself all damn day, sleeps in the shadows, cast by the things that got away. They got away. Give me home, place just for myself. I'm so far backwards that I'm forward again. Give me home, place just for myself. This corrugated town's being hard on my health. Give me home, place just for myself. I'm so far backwards that I'm forward again. Give me home, place just for myself. This corrugated town's being hard on my health. Give me home, place just for myself. I'm so far backwards that I'm forward again. Give me home, place just for myself. This corrugated town's being hard on my health.
Radio's pretty neat. And so is Grand Theft Bus.
Oh man, it's the jam. It's a toe tapper.
We had a friend of the show say it was a toe tapper.
It is a toe tapper, definitely. It's
It made them wag their tail.
tail.
It made them wag their tail. That's what I was told.
Interesting. We have a lot of different types of friends here.
Well, yeah, we got Wolf. We got Archie. You know?
Those are the non-human air traffic control team.
Yeah, they have tails.
Yes, they do.
Neither of them told me that. News!
Yes,
Have you heard about it?
I've heard there's some. I brought a news piece.
Is it Doodle bridge news?
No, it isn't. I
no
didn't
bridge
check on
news?
the bridges at all this week.
Why?
Well, I know that the Walker Road overpass is still being worked on.
Yeah, I
know-
drove under that and I went, still getting worked on?
Yep. I know the Main Street, nothing's been done.
Nope.
I know the Wheaton's Covered Bridge, nothing been done.
Nope.
I know other bridges continue to exist. Potentially some of them going out to Rockport should not.
Is that right? Are we trying to... I'm not saying we.
No.
Is there an attempt to cut off Rockport in some sort of
No, I
dome?
would never listen, I'm all for doming Dorchester.
Yes.
That's well known.
Yes.
But I wouldn't want to dome Rockport.
No.
Come on. It's
Okay.
Rockport.
Just making sure.
All right.
You want some stuff going on?
Oh, yeah, current.
Yeah, I got
events,
one thing I
but
can shout out.
All right, go ahead.
So we got Mount A Choral Ensemble's Winter Night. Celebrate the beauty of winter as the Mount A Choral Society, the Elliott Choral, and Children's Choir paint vivid pictures of ice, snow, and wind through sound. Works by Sarah Quartel, Diane Loomer, Gordon Lightfoot, Edward Elger, and Hope Samonson offer a varied sonic palette. Administration is free. Donations received at the door with proceeds for student scholarships and awards. For more information, call 506-634-2379. That's 506-364-2374. Or email music@mounta.ca, where you can see their full calendar of events. And of course, that's going to be at the Brunton Auditorium, which is at the Conservatory of Music, 134 Main Street, Sackville. It is free. That's going to be this Tuesday, December 3rd, a couple of days from now, starting at 8 p.m.
Bam.
My news.
Oh, news. Hey, have you ever had the experience of being in the hospital for anything more than a day or two?
I will honestly say not for a very long time, but yes,
Okay.
I have.
Yeah, and like it can be tough. And I mean, this is not a slight on people who work in the hospital system. My experience with our healthcare system, and I've said this before on the show,
Mhm.
has been overwhelmingly positive.
Totally, yeah.
That being said, there's a group here in town who has worked for a couple of years to fundraise to make some outdoor space at the Sackville Hospital.
Yes.
And that was officially been opened in the last
that's
week
awesome.
or so. So
Yeah.
they made I mean, it's still outdoors. It's a covered area, but it's like a fixed floor. So like people
Okay.
with a little bit of mobility issues in
Yeah,
the hospital,
that's great.
get outside, get some fresh air. Probably also super like nice for the staff there.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about getting outside, getting some fresh air on a
100%.
lunch break. I
Yeah.
mean, we're spoiled here at the airport. You
Yeah.
just walk out of the break room and like if there's no flights coming in or out, you hear the cattle over there mooing and it's nice.
Yeah.
But it's something to be said about that, like the stupid stupid walk for your stupid mental health.
Yeah. Stupid walk for your stupid mental health.
So it's really nice. I mean, a group worked really hard. They raised something
Good,
over
yeah.
$150,000.
That's awesome.
I'm not, I don't have it right in front of me, but check out the CHMA website.
Totally, yeah, it's
I
there.
think Erica Butler did an article on it there.
Yeah.
And just like, I mean, we're really fortunate here in a fairly small community to have a hospital. I know
Yeah.
a lot of people worked really hard to keep that open over
Yeah.
the years. And just something to make that stay there for patients or people visiting patients or
Mhm.
people who work there. Just like more comfortable. It's
100%.
a really easy thing to get behind.
Yep. Couldn't agree more.
Yep. So they're getting my news for the week.
Totally. Hey, I'm actually staying super local. I know we always stay local,
Mhm.
but super local as well. I'm going to Dorchester for mine,
Okay.
and I'm going to the Warwick Times.
Mm-hmm.
So
Is this Shep related?
it's not Shep related.
Okay, just
we
checking.
we did Shep last week.
Recently.
Yeah. He's had 2 articles since then. It is a 2-part series so far.
Mhm.
On inside a Dorchester Penitentiary.
Okay.
And it's not all positive.
I would struggle to believe that a truthful article about the inside workings of a penitentiary would be truthful if it was not, or would be truthful if 100% positive.
Yes, exactly. From the Warwick Times,
Mm-hmm.
this institution is like a little city. Warden Chris Lamb said as he welcomed visitors to the medium security wing of Dorchester Penitentiary last week. We have tradespeople, doctors, and teachers, and real teamwork, he added. It's all about public safety and the reintegration of our offenders into society. Lamb was speaking to 19 people taking part in a day-long visit organized by the Citizens Advisory Committee, the CAC, an independent group of 8 local volunteers that organize an annual Awareness Day tour of the penitentiary. The CAC also meets regularly with prison staff, inmates, and management officials to discuss issues from a community perspective and to offer advice. So that gives you a little briefing on what this is. The CAC recently went in and had a look around.
All right.
Josh Alexander, the elected chair of the inmate committee, told 19 visitors to Dorchester Penitentiary's medium security wing this month that he'd like to see inmates get, quote, that chip off their shoulder. What chip is he talking about? He mentioned grievances about inadequate pay levels that can make prison life harder than it should be. It's $13 for a box of cereal in the canteen. With prices like that, it's tough to get everything you want. In this, Josh Alexander's bigger concerns are expressed much more strongly in the 2021 report by the Senate Committee on Human Rights, compiled after senators spent several years touring federal prisons, including Dorchester. In their 326-page report, the senator expressed alarm about the, quote, cook-chill diet, end quote, inmates are forced to eat. The food in every federal prison in Atlantic Canada is cooked in an industrial kitchen inside the minimum security section of the Dorchester complex, then bagged and rapidly chilled to preserve its shelf life until it can be reheated. The meals the committee witnessed being prepared were reminiscent of frozen dinners, both in size and appearance, the Senate report says. Federally sentenced persons on cook-chilled diet told the committee that they are always hungry, the report adds. Senators were informed that the food is of poor quality and is often served cold or overcooked. The committee heard that portion sizes are inadequate and do not meet the needs of a full-grown adult, and much of the food is wasted because inmates consider it inedible, and prisoners that need special diets rarely get them. Federally sentenced persons whose needs are seldom met include people with colitis, type 2 diabetes, and those who require kosher or halal prepared meals, as well as vegetarians and vegans.
Yeah, I guess I'm really two minds about this. I mean, it's prison.
Totally.
It's not supposed to be, a cakewalk.
No,
but at the same
of
time,
course.
everyone has human rights.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you have dietary concerns and you can't eat, there's nothing like there's doing your time,
Yeah.
and then there's
Unnecessary cruelness.
yeah. So
And going down a little bit, it does talk about a lot of inmates. It brought up the cereal being $13 earlier because some inmates are using all their amenity funds to kind of feed themselves, especially if they do have a specialized diet.
yeah,
I think my biggest problem with it is our justice system in Canada is very broken. But we do try to pretend that it's for rehabilitation, not punishment.
yeah,
And it's hard to sell me that it's about rehabilitation when the people inside of the facility are hungry, because
Yep.
I know that it's hard for anyone to do anything while hungry, let alone like work on themselves and try to get better.
fair enough.
So, yeah, man, I know people are like, oh, 3 hots and a cot. And like, I 100% understand the sentiment behind it and sentiment behind it. And there's a lot of real cases of people abusing the system. But I'm also like, hey, you know what? Those people abusing the system, they also deserve a meal, because I truly do think everyone deserves a meal. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
Gosh, not what I figured we were coming in to discuss.
Yeah, I know. And even that one, I was like, oh, this is kind of silly and fun because it's just about food. But then when I think about it, it's like, it's a little less silly and fun, isn't it?
All right.
Hey, do you got a gold star?
I do, but after that, it seems, no, it's fine. You know who's getting my gold star this week?
Who's getting your gold star this
You're
week?
getting my gold star
Thomas!
this week. You know why, man? Well, like, on a bit of a downer note, when we started this show a year ago, I needed a little distraction, a little pick-me-up.
Sure.
We joked about this, and we're like, oh, we can do a radio show.
Totally.
No one's saying we can't. And
It's
then
true.
we asked, and people said, we
Apparently
could.
you can. Here, have a microphone.
So, like, there you go, man.
Yeah.
I've had fun. We've been at it one whole year.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
So I'm giving it to you.
Thanks, man.
Hey.
I'm going to give it to a friend of mine, fan of the show,
Yes.
JJ.
Ah.
Jay, did you want to say anything? They are coming. You received a gold star this week. You did? So, hello, Cheech. You are a fan of the show.
I'm a big fan. This is my first episode I've ever heard.
Yes, and you wanted specifically to be the gold star recipient on the 1-year anniversary of the show. And why is that? I will say Luke's gold star was me starting the show and pushing him to do this. Why do you?
So each of you get to give a gold star.
Yes, and his was to me.
And for very good reasons, is what I'm hearing.
Maybe.
So now I have to come up with my own reasons for my gold star.
Well, you told me you
Why
wanted
don't you
to
give
be...
me a gold
Well,
star?
you told me you wanted to be the gold star, so I want to know why you think you should be the gold star.
And I'm just telling you that I want you to know why I want to be your gold star.
We are literally fighting like an old married couple, and nothing could bring me more joy. Thank you for this segment. That was JJ. We might have him on again.
I'm here all week.
We might have them on again in a year's time. Who knows? Luke, do you have a promo? We got promos. Hey, you take a second.
I thought you were going to throw it to a song, man. Just throw it to a song.
Throw
Give
it
us
to a
tune.
song. Okay.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. I said, Georgia, I'm in Georgia. All I find comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pine. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see the road leads back to you. Oh, Georgia, Georgia, no peace I find, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Come on, Joel. Oh, oh, oh. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see the road leads back. Oh, it leads back to you, Georgia. Oh, Georgia, no peace I find, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia forever on my mind. Oh yeah. Thank you very much. Joel Miller, everybody. Wow.
Wasn't that just a great song by Mike Bigger?
Yeah, that's not a name I'm familiar with.
Mike Bigger? Yeah, he's like a town councilor or something in Quispam Sis.
There you go.
Yeah, and he was like a blues soul guy. I think he still is. He still's making like the one we just listened to, George on My Mind. I think he released this year.
Okay.
So
still at it.
Yeah, I just don't think it's his main gig anymore, you know?
All right.
So, hey, 6 p.m. Great time of night.
One of the best times of any night.
Especially on Sundays. And do you know what's on the radio 6 p.m. on Sundays?
Us.
After that, though, at 7 p.m., we got formerly known as Under the Needle, now known live on KEXP, bringing you the very best of KEXP's world. We're now live in studio and remote performances out of Seattle, Washington. Each week, they're bringing you live sessions from emerging artists to well-established acts spanning styles, genres, and cultures. They've had tons of West Coast Canadian acts like Purity Ring, St. Vincent, but they've had Tegan and Sarah as well. But they've also had Eastern acts like Jeremy Dutcher
and Sloan.
Yeah,
nailed
right. As well as Atlantic Canadian math rock band Elephant Gym. You can check them out at kexp.org.
I thought you were just going to shout out Elephant Gym exclusively there instead of the entire show. The way the timing on that had me convinced they were about to get a unique shout out.
No, they're just Atlantic Canadian now.
All right.
Sundays, 8 p.m. Black Atlantic, a primarily Black Atlantic-centric podcast, website, and media channel with the goal of bringing Atlantic POC voices to the world, hosted by Clinton Davis and Hilary LeBlanc. You can check them out at www.blackatlantic.ca. Follow them on Spotify and visit their YouTube page. Then, 9 p.m., we got The Night Shift with Luca Capone.
Never know what you're going to get with Luca Capone.
Spitting a diverse, adventurous mix of sounds ranging from psychedelic jazz to experimental hip-hop with a heavy focus on Canadian and independent artists. Hey, Luke, do you got a promo?
Have you ever been awake a Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock?
Yes.
That's one of my preferred times in the week to be awake.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, because work's over. My shift's done here at the airport.
Fair.
But it's not quite time to go to sleep.
It's getting close, though.
It's closing in
Probably got a little bit of the dinner sleepies, you know?
Oh, if you happen to have some of that turkey.
Yeah. Hey, if you're going down to America.
Heavy sandwich.
Big old American Thanksgiving, go get yourself a turk.
I don't even miss the turkey. I miss the turkey pot pie. That's a different episode.
Yeah.
But Tuesdays at 7, you can listen into Selective Memories.
Yes.
Hot Final Cuts.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, some lighter stuff.
I like lighter stuff.
A joke here.
A joke there.
A joke there. Some mistaken identity tunes, like you might have thought this was you, but it turned out to be me.
Wow, that's incredible.
So, tune in. Check that out. It's Tuesday evening. What else are you doing on Tuesday evening?
I'm actually doing nothing on Tuesday evenings.
There you go.
Hey, thank you for listening.
Thank you to CHMA for hosting.
And broadcasting. You can check them out at chmafm.com and CHMAFM on all the socials.
Check us out at midgicairport.com. Visit our fictitious merch store.
Yeah, no, it's still around in some sense. I just need to find it again.
Oh.
The internet's a weird thing.
Things go missing.
A lot of ones and zeros. And you can check us out on the socials at Midgic Airport. And finally, if you miss an episode, any of the whole year's worth,
my goodness,
you can check us out anywhere you get your podcasts.
Okay.
Usually say bye or something.
Oh, have a great evening, folks.
Then I gotta do my Sudoku, you guys.
Hell yeah.
I feel like I'm just really in the mood. I'll put some Christmas music on and play my Sudoku.
You do that. I have to record one song first, though.
Okay.
Just we don't have enough time for the show. Oh, I might need to record 2 songs. Anyway.
That's cool. You want to record me again? Just kidding.
No, I'm not.
wisdom, arcane art, martial prowess that will stop your heart, epic power, discipline, nuclear moves that always win.
I am a master 'cause I practice atomic karate. The color of my belt is blacker than night. The enemies see me and run in fright. I will not hesitate to use it too. Of anyone who stands between me and you, there is only one thing other than my karate. It's when you dance and shake and rock that body. I see you moving, now you flow like a river. You do it so good, girl, that you make me shiver. It's the enemy, but I can't get it. I am a master 'cause I practice daily. System overload.
心に迫る戦時の知恵、神秘の技、そうして勇敢な戦い、その壮大な力と鍛錬が核の戦いを勝利